Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone, Shalom to you, hopefully elect. And just a real quick video, through the spirit, just paying attention to a lot of things as far as World War news, and in particular with this situation with the whole small hats, pretty much the bombing that's been going on in Rafah, which Egypt, because what's pretty much going on, just to sum it up in a nutshell, those small hats pushing a lot of those those heathens over there into that land, that region of Egypt, which Egypt, they pretty much stated that, if you start bombing that area, that they would pretty much stop that. Let me look this up real quick. They would stop that peace treaty, and I'll be a part of that peace treaty, which I have an article here I'm going to touch on real quick, because there was a specific point in this article that was made, right? I got this article here on the conversation.com going into this Israel-Egypt peace treaty. All right, because real quick, I'm gonna get this, because this is the times that we're in. Let me get this in Isaiah 42 and verse Isaiah 42 and 13. The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. So, Yahweh Shema Shai, he's stirring up the spirit of war. All right, gathering all the nations and putting them in this World War III mindset. All right, to deal with these nations, to judge these nations. Because a little side note, I did watch that. I watched the actually, I didn't finish it. I got to go back and finish it. But I watched the Tucker Carlson interview that he did with Vladimir Putin. Which to get to really, I'll say, to really dissect what was being said in the interview, probably have to watch it multiple times, but one thing I did pick up in the spirit, because Vladimir Putin, he was pretty much putting it out there, because Vladimir Putin, he doesn't want war, but when you watch the video, when you watch that interview, Slovakia, but when you watch that interview, again, Putin, he was putting it out there. Because, Tucker Carlson, he was asking certain questions, Um, basically, of like, why can't there be some type of resolution? Why can't there be some type of, basically, why can't there be peace? And pretty much, like I said, Putin, when you watch the interview, he was putting it out there like, hey, we tried, we wanted peace, but all of part of Babylon's exposure, because like I said, Putin, he was putting it out there, he was putting it out there, because there was Putin tried to he tried to make peace, but of course, like I just read, man, because this is the agenda of the Lord. This is the agenda of Yahweh Shem Shah. So there won't be no peace. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get another one. In Isaiah 57 and 21. There is no peace, saith my God, to the wicked. All right. So there won't be no peace, with all these so-called peace treaties between these different nations. Eventually, something's going to happen to where they're going to be broken. All right. Something's going to happen to where these nations, they're going to say, fuck those peace treaties. And to bring it back full circle, going back to this peace treaty with Israel and Egypt, going back to this article, it says Israel-Egypt peace treaty has stood the test of time over 45 years. You see, and again, before those small hats, started doing what they did as far as pushing those heathens in that region. Before they did that, Egypt, they came out and threatened to end this peace treaty. You see, man. So that's just one of many examples, like I said. But there was a particular point in this article. I'm gonna skim through it. I'm gonna read through it briefly. It says the peace agreement between Egypt and Israel signed in 1979 to end hostilities and normalize relations between them turns 45 on 26th of March. The Conversation Africa asked Ophir Winter, a senior researcher at the Institute for National Security Studies, who studies Egyptian politics and the Arab-Israeli conflict, for his insights on the peace deal and the key challenging moments since it was signed. Goes on to say, when and why did the peace treaty come into force? It says, after 5 years, over 3 decades, Egypt and Israel signed a historic peace agreement in March 1979. It marked the first treaty of its kind between an Arab country and Israel. Since then, 5 more Arab countries have made peace with Israel. The peace deal and its consequences are viewed as having reshaped the history of Arab-Israeli conflict for the better. Jerusalem and Cairo had various motivations to choose peace over conflict. Israel wanted to secure its southern border and neutralize the region's largest and most powerful Arab country. Egypt wanted to restore its sovereignty over the Sinai Peninsula, which it lost in the 1967 Six-Day War. It also wanted to redirect resources from military spending to strengthen its economy. And it wanted to strengthen its ties with the United States by being at peace with its ally Israel. Peace with Israel contributes to Egypt's regional and international standing. It positions it as a positive stabilizing factor or actor in the Middle Eastern politics and as a mediator between Israel and the Palestinians. All right, so the point that I wanted to get out of this article I'm going to read up. I'm going to read up a paragraph. It said Egypt wanted to restore its sovereignty over the Sinai Peninsula, which it lost in the 1967 Six-Day War. It also wanted to redirect sources. It wanted to redirect resources from military spending to strengthen its economy. And it wanted to strengthen its ties with the United States by being at peace with its ally, Israel. So the point right there said it wanted to strengthen its military spending to strengthen its economy. All right. But what time are we in? We are in the time of war. You see? So I read that. And of course, I'm going to go to Joel. I'm going to go to Joel. Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. Wake up the mighty men. And this is what the spirit of Yahweh Shemashah is doing. You know, because Esau, you know, turned the whole world into a wilderness, right? You know, everyone's pointing their guns at one another, right? There's like this old-fashioned westernized standoff going on where everyone's pointing their guns at one another. You see? Because that's what he's done. He's turned the whole world into a wilderness. All right. So instead of, you know, as far as these nations, you know, as far as these nations utilizing their resources to make their economies better, well, they got to utilize those resources for war. You see? Because like I just read, this was a part of this peace treaty between Egypt and Israel, that their resources will be directed towards bettering their economy. All right. You know, but that's clearly not the case. You see, again, Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. And this is what the Lord is doing again. He's gathering up all the minds of these leaders, these nations, and gearing them towards war. Because that's why I was mentioning with Putin, you know. Because again, when you watch the interview, Putin, like I said, he goes through the history, you know. But nevertheless, long story short, because the question being asked, and this is the question everyone's asking for the most part, why can't we just come together, you know? Kumbaya type shit, right? Why can't we all just get along type shit, right? You know, because these nations, they don't want war. Putin doesn't want to go to war. He doesn't want war. You know? And like I said, Putin, we watched the interview. He breaks it down like, listen, we tried. We tried to make, you know, to come to a solution. But Babylon, they don't want a resolution. They don't want to, you know, to solve this. You know? if Babylon really wanted to end this war, man, they would just stop supplying Ukraine with weapons. You know, they would stop supplying Ukraine, so on and so forth. You know, stop weaponizing the dollar, which that in itself could, and I think it would lead to war. It will lead to war. You know, because speaking of Egypt, if I'm not mistaken, I believe they let me see if I got something on that real quick. I believe Egypt, if I'm not mistaken, just they just said to hell with the dollar, pretty much, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I got something on that real quick. So that's what, you know, pretty much, because like I said, you know, this was a threat, you know. If Israel were to stop bombing Rafah, then Egypt, you know, hey, they've decided there's going to be severe consequences. So people are watching for Egypt's response to see what they're going to do. But yeah, I stand corrected through the Spirit. You know, Egypt, they're either in talks, or they're, like I got this here, says, the BRICS news, Egypt ditches US dollar. Surge in millionaires, expansion of Russia-China trade. So yeah, it did just come out that Egypt, the talks of Egypt ditching the dollar. So you see, like I said, Putin was breaking that down as well. You know, as far as Babylon weaponizing the dollar. You know, which that in itself, you know, you're gonna do more harm than good to your own self. You see, but these top wicked elites, they don't want, you know, they don't want peace, and the hell with the elites. The Lord doesn't want peace. All right, because we know and understand what all this is going to lead to. All right, so this is why, while everyone else is crying out for peace, why can't we just get along? Well, we know what it's going to lead to, so we're with it, and we're with the Lord's program. So come on with it. You know, I'm anxious to see what Egypt does. You know, but going back to Joel 3:9 again, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So you see, plowshares, all right, you know, the pruning hooks. These are things to cultivate the land, you know. You know, agriculture, you know, things to take, you know, make your economy, you know, sustain your economy. But again, all these nations, not just Egypt, all these nations more and more, you know, they're taking these resources and utilizing it instead of making their economies better, strengthening their economies. They got to use it for war. You know, they got to build up for war, man. Get ready for war. You know, so I saw that part in the article, you know, and of course it had me, that's what it had me think, you know, that's what it had me thinking about, because this is the time that we're in, you know. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna read this real quick in Micah chapter 3, because like I said, we know what this is going to lead to. So this is why we are with it, because it's not until after the fact. Again, we're not in the time of peace, all right? We are in a time of war, all right? And it's not until the height of World War III, all right, which the height of World War III, that's when the missiles are going to be shot, all right? And so to say, when the dust settles, that's when we'll have peace. When Yahushua comes, that's when we'll have peace. Micah 4. Because like I just read in Joel, where it said, beat your plowshares into spears, and right? Micah 4, I'm going to start at 1. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. And this is the beautiful thing, about it is, as we speak, all right, as we speak, the government of Yahweh Shem Shai is being set up as we speak. All right. It says, and many nations shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord and to the house of the power of Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth out of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. Verse 3 is the point. And he shall judge among the nations, and he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares. So you see, because it's not going to be no more war. All right. Like I said, when the dust settles, so to say, and the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Shai is established on earth. All right. There's not going to be no more war. Right now, as I read, these nations, they're beating their they're getting ready for war, man. But when the Israelites are set back up, start with Yahushua, when his kingdom is established on earth, man, hey, there won't be no need for it tells you that in Ezekiel, how all the guns and all that shit's going to be destroyed. It's going to be done away with. There won't be no more war. So again, he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations afar off, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So you see, like I just read in Joel 3, man, all right? Because this is pretty much the opposite. Here in Micah 4, this is pretty much the opposite of what I just read in Joel 3. All right? You see, for all these people talking about the Messiah is here, or he already came, and it doesn't make no sense, because why is the world still at this ease? Why is the world still at this ease? Clearly when the Messiah comes, there's not going to be no more war. There won't be war. You see, man. But yeah, man, like I said, I just saw that part in this article. And I'm going to say this, because, Esau, this sly devil, because this was just last Sunday, while everyone was distracted with the Super Bowl, all right, that's when Esau made his move, all right, those small hats, that's when they started bombing that area, that particular area, while everyone was distracted, it's sly devil, But yeah, Lord willing, this was edifying. All praises to Yahweh Shem Shai. Shalom to you, hopefully elect.